Greetings and welcome back to the Osha Cerese Show. This is your girl, Osha Cerese. Happy Saturday. Happy Day. And thank you for tuning in. This is where culture meets coaching, where healing meets headlines, and where we utilize alchemy to transmute gossip into growth. Now, on this show, we take things that are trending topics, hot topics, celebrity news, all of those things, and we pull the lessons from them. We're not just consuming the information and scrolling and watching what other people have to say. We're going to talk about it and we're going to see what we can pull from what's going on. Again, I'm Osha Cerese. I'm a certified life coach. I am an event curator and I am your dream doula, helping you birth your ideas into life. So, happy Saturday again. Also, happy Black History Month. We're going to get into that. The drink of the evening is my favorite flavor of Olipop. I don't need to be shouting them out because they don't sponsor me, but this is a strawberry vanilla. Or is it? Yeah. Strawberry vanilla Olipop. These are prebiotic sodas. So it's like a healthier version of a soda. It says it combines the classic soda you know and love with prebiotics, plant fiber, and botanicals to support your microbiome and digestive health. So when I want that little fizz, that little bite that you get from a soda, sometimes I grab this instead. So it has carbonated water, cassava root fiber, chicory root inulin. I don't know how to pronounce some of these words. Jerusalem artichoke inulin. Inulin. I don't know. Nepal cactus, marshmallow root, calendula flower, uh, kudzu root, strawberry juice concentrate, cassava root syrup, apple juice concentrate, lemon juice, stevia leaf, Himalayan pink salt, natural vanilla flavor, natural strawberry flavor extract. It is vegan, it is gluten free, it is paleo, and it's non GMO. This is my favorite flavor. The other flavor that I like is grape. I said I like the strawberry lime that I had the other day. I think it was strawberry lime or strawberry kiwi. It wasn't all that. I think I liked it back in the day, but I don't like it no more. My bad. Cheers to great health, happiness, joy, success, love, and abundance. Cheers. Whenever I drink stuff with a little bite, I can't just take a sip. I gotta gulp it. That's why my homeboy DG, he challenged his uncle Damien to a Sprite drinking challenge with, I think he offered him $20 to drink a 16 ounce of Sprite without taking a break. I told him I can definitely win that challenge. I need more than $20 when I win, but I can definitely win that challenge because I drink. That's how I drink. I can handle the bite. Now I don't think I've ever tried to drink a whole Sprite in one sitting, but I definitely think I can do it. Mm-hmm. So I'm up for the challenge if anybody want to put some money on it. But anyway, I hope you all are having a great day. This Saturday was pretty chill for me. I slept in. It was amazing. I'm a dreamer, y'all. So I was dreaming about one of my friends, and when I woke up, she had texted me. And this is happening more and more lately. Like last week, I was dreaming about somebody I haven't seen in person or talked to in about 5 months now. I woke up to the text messages from them. So it's starting to just happen like that. So I'm looking forward to dreaming about these millions in my bank account and waking up and seeing them. So I'm just saying. But anyway, I really been relaxing today. See, confirmation. I have to remember that this is backwards, but confirmation. Um, I had a chill day, slept in. I had a list of things that I wanted to get accomplished today that I probably still will work on because I can be a little bit of a night owl. So I might still work on it when I get off the call or this show. But so far, I was just chilling today. I scrolled. I think I might have fell asleep a little bit earlier. and took my shower, and now I'm in my relaxation mode. So anyway, I hope you're having a great weekend so far. Again, happy Black History Month. We are celebrating Black history all this month and beyond. And this today's Black History Spotlight is we're honoring Phyllis Wheatley today. So Phyllis Wheatley was born in West Africa around 1753. She was born in West Africa around 1753. She was kidnapped and enslaved as a child and brought to Boston, where she was purchased by the Wheatley family. The Wheatleys recognized her intelligence and allowed her to learn to read and write, something that was illegal for most enslaved people at the time. By the age of 14, she was already writing poetry that reflected her deep intellect, spirituality, and social consciousness. In 1773, she published poems on various subjects, religious and moral, the first book ever published by an African American woman. Her work gained international recognition, and even George Washington praised her poetry. Despite her talents, Phyllis still struggled against racism and discrimination. She was forced to have a panel of white men to verify that she had actually written her own poetry. After gaining her freedom, life was still difficult. Her later years were marked by financial struggles and personal losses. Phyllis Wheatley broke barriers and paved the way for Black writers, proving that African Americans were not only capable of intellectual greatness, but also deserved a place in literature. Today, she remains a symbol of resilience and brilliance in the face of oppression. So shout out to you, Miss Phyllis Wheatley. I want to see if I have a few more facts that I saved here. So just to go into what she did in a little bit deeper. On a 1773 trip to London with the Wheatley's son, seeking publication of her work, Wheatley met prominent people who became her patrons. The publication in London of her poems on various subjects, religious and morale, morale on September 1st, 1773, brought her fame both in England and American colonies. Prominence, Prominent figures such as George Washington, I read that, praised her work, and a few years later, African American poet Jupiter Hammond praised her work in a poem of his own. Wheatley was emancipated by the Wheatleys shortly after publication of her book of poems. The Wheatleys died soon thereafter, and Phyllis Wheatley married John Peters, a poor grocer. They lost 3 children who all died young. Wheatley Peters died in poverty and obscurity at the age of 31, so she died really early. But yes, let me see if I can find this other link. Okay, so one of her example poems on slavery, on being brought from Africa to America. "'Twas mercy brought me from my pagan land, taught my benighted soul to understand that there's a God, that there's a Savior too. Once I redemption neither sought nor knew. Some view our sable race with scornful eye. Their color is a diabolic dye. Remember Christians, Negroes, black as Cain, may be refined and join the angelic train." So that was just a snippet I was able to find online. This is how her published book looked, if you could see that. So yes, much respect and much love to our ancestor, Phyllis Wheatley. So I think I recently shared, maybe on either yesterday, probably 2 episodes ago, I was highlighting some of some music. I was highlighting like black musical groups, male groups specifically the other day on, I believe, episode 20. And I told y'all that I used to write songs and poems when I was younger. That's a talent that I get from my mother. My mother is a creative writer. She writes poems, she writes stories, she writes creative writing, period. And I really feel like I went to Denver School of the Arts in the 6th grade. Um, Back then, my dad was really pushing for me to prioritize my violin because I asked to play the violin when I was in the 4th grade or right before 4th grade. And my dad went out and bought me a violin and put me in lessons. And so, he was very strict on me about them lessons, and I had to practice every day for a certain amount of time. And so when I went to the Denver School of the Arts, I um, tried out for orchestra being my major, because the Denver School of the Arts is 6 through 12, but you have a major and a minor like you're in college. You have an interview, you have to present portfolio, a resume, all of these things in order to get accepted in this program. Letters of recommendation, everything. So I tried out for orchestra. The teacher felt like I wasn't ready for it to be my major, so he had me apply for stage crafting as my major to get in the school, and my minor was chamber music. So I played for a while at the Denver School of the Arts. But I'm saying all that to say, I kind of lost my passion for violin, but I still played it until the 10th grade. So when I tried out again for the Denver School of the Arts the next year, I wanted to try acting for some reason. My dad was a theater major when he first went to college. So my dad is an actor. So I naturally have some acting gifts, and my mom has recently got into acting as well. She's in acting classes. She's already been booked in some plays. She's already done some plays. She got some plays coming up. So I have a natural gift to act. But I don't think I was ready then, because I was super shy as a child. I'm still shy a little bit now. But as a child, I was really shy. So in my audition, I wish I had some footage of the audition. I remember parts of it. I had to do a monologue, and we had to do some improv. I don't think it was that great. But I'm saying all this to say, I don't know why I didn't try out for creative writing when I was there, because during that time, that was when I was really like in my pen game was strong back then. Like I was really into creative writing and poetry, but for whatever reason, I didn't try out for creative writing. English was always my best subject, so I would write poems in English class, and I believe I did take poetry as an elective. If it was either poetry or creative writing or something. And so I have this collection of poems. I have actually some songs and some poems that I did when I was 14. And then I have a collection of poems that I did when I was like 16, 17. I guess I was 17 at the time. So I'm going to share a couple of them. And this one is so funny because I used to have this recorded, and I think I gave it to one of my little crushes. It was called Sweet Valentine. I haven't read this in a long time, so don't judge me. This is the little me. This is younger me. This is what I was on back then. So Sweet Valentine is a song. It says, verse 1. I don't remember the melody, so I'm just gonna have to read it. When I look into your eyes, I'm attracted to way much more than looks. The sweet touch of your hand that keeps my body shook. Girl, what did you know about that? Your presence lifts me up even when I'm down. In a crowded room, seems to me you're the only one around. And I spell you're wrong. I put Y-O-U-R. Your eyes tell a story your lips can't reveal. You keep me in the mood with your bomb sex appeal. Girl! You don't know nothing about that at 14. You're the one for me, and I'm the one for you. Oh, this is the chorus. You're the one for me, and I'm the one for you. Okay, I remember how it goes now. You're the one for me, I'm the one for you. When we're together, our love is so true. You're way more than fine. I'm yours and you're mine, my sweet Valentine. Yeah. Like, I had actually recorded this on a little cassette tape and gave it to my little crush. And verse 2, and so you repeat the chorus, and then verse 2 was, you know I care for you, baby, and I want to be with you, but sometimes you can be in your shady, shady moods. I know that you can change, but sometimes you front for your homies. You keep this, boy. You're gonna be real lonely. Yes, real, real lonely, boy. And then you repeat the chorus. And it's funny to me right now because I know exactly who I wrote this for. The boy that I gave it to, I actually wrote it for him, and he actually started off liking me when I first started ninth grade freshman year. I didn't like him like that, and then as soon as I started liking him, he started acting shady and front for his homies, and that's what grown men be doing sometimes too. So yeah, that was that. And some of these titles crack me up too. Here go another poem. Gold Digger for Your Love. Bling bling and materialistic things don't mean that much to me. It's the look in your eyes you give me, you see. Just that look sends chills down my spine. And when I get that feeling, I just want you to be mine. I'm a gold digger for your love, and that's straight from the heart. It hasn't been about the money from the very start. You don't have to buy me things for me to love you. Just being around you is all I want to do. All the money and clothes, there is no need. Where's the love in a relationship if all there is greed? So if you ask me if I'm a gold digger, yes, but not for the money and the clothes. I'm a gold digger for your love, and that's all my heart knows. Oh, how cute! So that was my writing style back then when I was 14. Some of these probably were written before I was 14 that I just added to this book. This is a scrapbook that I made um, when I was 14. I'll read one more for this, and then I'll read a couple from when I was 17. A beautiful rose. A rose like a love, everlasting and beautiful in its own unique way, reflecting much beauty without words to say, portraying glamour in the simplest form. Soft petals are tough but can be easily torn. A fragrance so intriguing, yet a scent so light. A lovely flower standing tall with thorns to protect it day and night. Holds its arrogance within its own, can be surrounded or stand alone. A silent figure that says so much, an alluring image everyone wants to touch. Makes a bold statement that no one knows, soon everyone will. A beautiful rose. Okay. My pen game was all right. It was all right. For a 14-year-old, I think that was decent. I think that was pretty good. And then this is a collection of poetry from when I was 17. I'm thinking I might get my little younger self poetry published. I might publish it myself, self-published. So it's called Mind's Freedom from the Heart Spots, a collection of poetry. It has this little table of contents. And it says, dedication/preface. This poetry book is dedicated to my loved ones and to those who are the inspiration for these poems. You know who you are. This book is a collection of poems about my life, the situations we encounter, and the emotions we endure. And the funny thing about it is most of these poems were about my ex-husband. And I tell this story. I was interviewed yesterday, and I tell this story a little bit more in depth. Not too much, but a little bit more information about it. But I was very young when I met my ex-husband, and he was older. And shortly after I fell in love with him in my young mind, feeling like I was in love, he went to prison. So we met in May of 2005, almost 20 years ago. And he went on the run. I want to say it was like September, October, maybe of 20, maybe September of 2005. I shared with y'all a few episodes back or a couple weeks ago the pictures, my senior pictures, because I was depressed because he had left and I didn't know where he was. And I had lost all this weight, and I showed y'all the picture of how skinny I was my senior year. So that was around that time. Then when he came back to town, he ended up getting caught and he got arrested and he went to prison for about 1.5 years. So some of these poems is me expressing the fact that I missed him. Ain't got no business, but that's another story. But anyway, so what is poetry is the first poem. And we had certain assignments in this class. Like, so we were given certain prompts, like write a poem about what is poetry to you. Write a poem from another person that you love's perspective of you. Write a haiku. Different little prompts that we had to complete. So what is poetry? Poetry is the mind's way of putting your heart's thoughts on paper, releasing the emotions that have been bottled up within, expressing true feelings, revealing secrets with the stroke of a ballpoint pen. So that was my definition of poetry. Trying to see. Okay, so I'm gonna read a couple of these. I'm not gonna read all of them, of course. And mind you, I haven't read these in a while, so this will be like me hearing it for the first time again. So this is called The Escape. And I feel like this was inspired by my ex-husband, Will C. It seems that I'm lonely. I'm not just alone. I'm safe and warm. I bring comfort like home. I'm that escape you need when the world's chaos is too much. That signal which slows you down when life is in a rush. Serenity is within me. Stress is kept out. Pink flowers are like a path to guide you on this route. I bring to you love, so you release hate. Your troubles cannot follow because they're kept behind the gate. I'm more than a cabin, a house, or a shack. I'm that peaceful escape that your life now lacks. I think that was me throwing shade for, yeah. I remember what it was about, so it may not make sense to y'all, but I know what it was about. Okay. Yeah, I was throwing a little shade in these poems too. Running from the truth. You are in debt, but yet you feel there is nothing you owe. Your mind tells you differently, but your heart only knows. You left behind the future. You're headed toward the past. Ones you should have turned to first, you're saving them to last. Trying to live many lives, basing them off lies. Failing to realize the one who cared for you was right in front of your eyes. You know you're not right, but you're running from the truth. The manner in which you handle unexpected situations is somewhat uncouth. You've escaped and you're gone, and now you feel that you're free. But the farther you run, the more you will see. The love and life you should have is what you left behind. Headed in the wrong direction is what you soon will find. Period. I like that one. The bar I like is, you left behind the future, you're running towards the past. I remember, I know who I was talking about. I was throwing shade. I was throwing shade. And I think this is inspired by him too. A hustler's true love. The money rolls in after hustling for a while. New to the game, he's happy, but not used to this lifestyle. Keeps it safe, kept tight, protecting it from harm. To let his prized possession out of his sight would cause him to be alarmed. Works hard to keep it coming, devoted night and day. Make sure it is secure, no one could take it away. Eventually, he takes it for granted, feels it will always be there, has gotten to the point where it's almost enough. Now he seems not to care. He seems to not care. He gets caught up and loses it all and knows not what to do. When he gets back on his feet, regaining it back is what he must pursue. Even when he gets it back, it will never be the same, but he accepts it anyway. It's all a part of the game. If you look deeper into these words above, you will see the money represents a girl, that hustler's true love. I feel like that was pretty creative. I wanted to share a little bit of that. I hope you all enjoyed entering the world of my 14-year-old and 17-year-old mind and giving paying some homage to poetry and how it has been a tool in my life. And just reading those, I feel inspired to get back, you know, get back into my writing, my creative writing. I journal as often as possible, sometimes daily, sometimes I fall off from daily, but creative writing hits differently, like being able to express your words in a creative way. And I used to challenge myself as a child, like not wanting to use in English class. I didn't want to use a thesaurus because I wanted to challenge myself to figure words out and stuff. So I feel like that's something, a healing tool that I'll put back into my toolbox. I hope you all enjoyed that, and I hope you're inspired to write something creatively. Create your own song, even if nobody ever hears it. You sing it, you record it, you play it. Write some poems, write some short stories, write your story. It doesn't have to be fiction, it could be fact. So speaking of all of this, I wanted to talk about a few things today. I've been seeing some posts that have kind of ruffled my feathers a little bit, because I think we've gotten to the point where people can no longer be lover boys and lover girls without being labeled simps and pick-me's. So I wanted to share a little bit about what I've seen, and we can talk about it. But I've talked about simps before when I was doing my Cool Weirdos podcast. So the show still lives on my YouTube channel. Let me tell y'all what it's called so y'all can go watch it back, because I may not touch on everything today. So that episode is called Is protecting and respecting Black women considered simp behavior? Is protecting and respecting Black women considered simp behavior? And that was published 2 years ago on my channel. And also, speaking of my channel, if you are not already subscribed to my channel, please take the time to do so now. If you're just so happen to be on YouTube now and you're not subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And if you're watching on Instagram, because it's not always going to be streamed on Instagram, make sure you come over to YouTube. The link is in my bio. Also, you could just type in youtube.com/Osha Cerese and subscribe. And not only subscribe, but turn on your notifications, because this is a pop-up show. You never know when I'm going to pop up. So make sure you are subscribed. But that is where you can find my full episode where I'm diving deeper into simps and whether or not protecting and respecting Black women is what gets you labeled as one. That was a great conversation, so go check that out. But I want to read a thread that I saw. I saw this man say earlier today, men who argue and bicker with women online, how come y'all don't have that same energy when another man checks you or enters the argument? Did you choke on your red pill all of a sudden and have a hard time talking? And a lot of men that were in the comments, they were saying that they've had the same experience. And they said that most of the time, once they defend a woman or they agree with a woman online, they're instantly labeled a simp. And let's just talk about that. So the first time I personally heard the term simp was from the late great Pimp C. Like, he was kind of talking about, to me, he was just talking about lames, or like he would compare like a player type dude as a pimp, and a corny, lame, whatever, square, green, I don't know, dude as a simp. I'm assuming that's what he meant. But somehow, anytime a man does something nice, sticks up for a woman, is romantic, is sweet, is kind, is different from what maybe somebody deems as popular or cool, they're labeled a simp. Or or people say you're pandering to women if you say nice things about or to women online. Now, I understand that some men are pandering and some men are using being on our side as women or being so agreeable as a tool to manipulate a woman, to get in their head and mind and think that they mean well, and then they're trying to sell something, a damn book, a tour, a course, whatever. I get it. It is a thing. But I don't believe that that is every man's intention who actually agrees with a woman or sticks up for her. But anyway, originally simp was slang for a man who excessively worships a woman, putting her on a pedestal and doing anything to please her, often at the cost of his own dignity. But now people are out here calling any man who treats a woman well a simp. Like, sir, you brought your girl flowers, simp. You paid for dinner, simp. You opened the car door, simp. And even the kids are saying it. Like, my cousin's little babies that are under 12 years old are talking about, oh, he a simp. He's a simp. Like, what are y'all even talking about? Where do y'all get this from? Now they think it's Gen Z or Gen Alpha slang at this point, TikTok slang. Simp is, people been talking about simps, but people have it misconstrued. The biggest person that I can consider when I hear the word simp, who gets called a simp the most, is Russell Wilson. So I probably talked about him on that episode that I just led y'all to. But people who followed Kevin Samuels and heard his podcast a lot, he would often reference Russell Wilson as well, saying that he pestialized Sierra, and in other cultures, no woman is put on a pedestal. This is not conducive to productivity in the Black community, or whatever his theory was about it. But I just feel like we have demonized love, respect, romance, and joy between men and women. So the men are being called simps who do anything nice. So now I'm looking like, what a simp's at? But I think the definition that I just read is where we would draw the line. So I don't want nobody to feel like they have to put me on a pedestal or do something for me in a detriment to, with a detriment to themselves. Like, if you have to, I think I would call a simp somebody that's doing something for a woman who mistreats them, doesn't reciprocate, doesn't really love them like that, is not really into them. And I've seen guys who call other men simps exhibiting simp ass behavior. Like, you're the simp. Like, you are the simp because you're trying to go for women who don't freaking like you like that. You're doing all of this, pulling out all the stops, feeling like you're, above any other man, but you're not even paying attention to the signs that the woman is not really that into you. And now you're bitter, and now everybody's a simp. But really, it was you. I think the ones that are calling men simps that are romantic and stuff, I think that it's rooted in bitterness, because maybe you did something for the wrong woman and you weren't utilizing your discernment. And since you were hurt or you were used in that situation, now you deem being romantic or being sweet or being kind or being agreeable to a woman as simp behavior. From my experience, that's where it's coming from. But this episode ain't really even about simps. I just wanted to bring that up. It's really about pick-me's versus lover girls. Before I get into it, I'm going to share a situation that I seen the other day and something that I experienced myself. Because I was sitting there, sometimes I'll just randomly post a thread with a thought that comes up immediately. And the other night I was thinking, I look forward to cooking for a man again. because I'm very strict with who I cook for now. Like when I've been in situationships in the past, I'm anti-situationship now, but I was cooking for a man that I was dealing with because I actually enjoy the way that feels. I enjoy the act of cooking for a man. I enjoy serving the man, and I enjoy watching them try my food and enjoy the food and all of that. Like, that brings me joy. But the problem was I was doing it for a man who wasn't deserving. So that's just the background information for that. The other night when that came up and I wanted to post it, I hesitated because I was like, these folks finna try to label me as a pick me, and then I'm gonna have to cuss somebody out. I instantly hesitated on sharing that thought that I had because I was projecting just what I've seen online, projecting the outcome that I thought would happen, and I didn't post it. And I think it was either that same night. I think it was the same night. This woman posted. Let's see if I can find it. I thought I saved it. She might have deleted it because her comments was going up. Let's see. That woman might have deleted it because I definitely don't see it. Let me see. Maybe it was a little further back. No, she deleted it because it wasn't there. I know I saved it for a fact. What she basically said was she had been talking to this man for a while, getting to know him. She really liked him. And she's a baker, and she was considering creating him a dessert box. And she was asking for opinions. So it's not like people's opinions were unsolicited. But the way that some of the people were judging her in the comments, like, I feel like it's a nice gesture. She's a baker. She said that the things that she was going to add into the box were things that were in her freezer that she's already created. She wasn't going to have to like be in the kitchen putting stuff in the oven, mixing stuff all day long. It was just something that she could put together easily. And she felt like it was a thoughtful gift. I think that it was a beautiful gesture. Sometimes, like, some dating coaches will recommend waiting until the third date to gift a man something. So that's to your discretion. I understand why they say that. So I could see somebody suggesting that with love, like, maybe wait until the second or third date, like see how the first date goes or whatever. I wouldn't judge somebody for suggesting that, but there was some women in the comments calling her pick me or saying, girl, you're doing way too much. Don't do that because then you're setting the tone for every other woman and all of these things. And it just made me think how it's really sad. I actually posted. I didn't post my post, but this is what I posted afterwards. I said, it's low-key sad that women can't express thoughtful gestures they desire to do for a man without being labeled as a pick-me. Don't get me wrong, there is a such thing as pick-me behavior. It's usually rooted in desperation, delusion, disrespect, or disregard. But y'all got us lover girls hesitating on sharing what we want to do for a good, deserving man. I just saw a post of a woman who bakes and wants to gift her man a man she's dating, a dessert box. Folks in the comments judging. So, I didn't mean to do that. So, I just think it's interesting how we've switched the idea of what a pick-me is. And I want to check one more thing to make sure I didn't overlook. Oh, okay. She didn't delete it. I guess I just never saved it. So her post says, ladies, do not judge me. She already asked them not to judge her. But I'm considering making a dessert box for this man that asked me on a date. He is always really enthusiastic when I show him my baking escapades. So I thought that it would be a thoughtful gesture. I have a peanut butter cookie chocolate chip. Hold on. I have peanut butter chocolate chip cookies, cheesecake slice, black bottom cupcakes, pumpkin loaf, and frosted oatmeal cookies. It's a lot, I know. That's it. So maybe even just her being insecure with the post attracted the type of energy that it did. She put a disclaimer in the comments and said, I don't want anyone to get the idea that I am one of those super nice and sweet women that like to be chosen. I am none of those things. I am an introvert that prefers books to people. We have just been talking, and I am always baking something, and he resists the man urge to ask when he can come get some, or when can he come get some. So I feel like I should reward his impulse control. I don't have to explain how many men ask women, when can they come uninvited to eat. I am not making it fresh. It's in my freezer. So there were some people that said that they think it's adorable. It's a small gesture. Some people said second date. But somebody said how you start is how you have to finish. Which, if she did start by giving him a thoughtful gift, and she's that type of woman, why not start it that way and be able to keep it up? Someone said, no, stop doing relationship shit for men who have done nothing for you, all in caps with periods in between. And she said, ma'am, I took 30 desserts to a coworker at work because she was turning 30. This is not relationship status for me. This is Tuesday. It is stuff in my freezer because I bake a lot and I am single. Somebody else said, girl, stand up. I was at Tiffany's on the second date, not slaving over a stove. Y'all got to stop this, please, because we know what happens next. And she responded and said, ma'am, I bake every day. I want to, because I want to, and not slaving over nothing. I have been home doing whatever I want for the past 2 years without being funded by anyone. I am literally a stay-at-home single. This stuff is in my freezer. And somebody else said, that's entirely way too much. My husband of 20 years had no idea I could even cook well until after we were married. You're giving golden retriever vibes. Female simps end up with the worst men. Damn. She didn't even call her pick me. She called her a female simp. She said, I am happily single and have been for a long time. No one who knows me in real life would ever label me a simp. They would be like, okay, that's Kim. Why isn't she talking to that man anymore? I leave early and often. So even her having to be defensive and prove how mean she can be to men and how anti-man she could be in order for women to stop judging her is crazy. It's crazy. Somebody else said, do it if you won't be upset if he stopped talking to you the next day. Nothing wrong with it as long as you aren't using this to propel the relationship forward. She says, yeah, I wouldn't be. I like being alone. So I am fine if we never talk again. Like, even that, I want women also to stop feeling like we have to pretend that we don't want a relationship. Like, when I tell y'all, people had me misunderstood when I published my guided journal, How to Be Single, and I have a whole program designed for supporting women on their healing journey while single. People thought that mean I'm one of those people that say, I don't want no man, I don't need no man. And even though I am happy and single, I wouldn't label myself happily single because I am happy and I am content with life and I am just so happy to be single. I'm not depressed sliding down the wall because I don't have a man, but I desire a man. I desire a relationship, and I'm not afraid to say that out loud. I need a man. But I think we've even gotten to the point where we're afraid to say that we want a relationship. Folks thinking that it's you desperate or you lame or you're like, what's really going on? We see all the these podcasts with these women hating men, and we already know that most of them are lame, bitter, hateful, narcissists, whatever. But let's not become the female version of that, the woman version of that. Like, we don't have to hate men and have an overall disdain for men because of a small group of idiots. Everybody is not a monolith. But I want women to stop feeling like they can't express that they would like a man. I'm about to start cussing. But anyway, So that whole situation kind of got me feeling like, yeah, we've gone too far with this whole pick me stuff. So even when you search pick me on Threads, let's see what kind of topics come up. Mm. So somebody says, I'm the problem because men want me to feel like it's a privilege that they pick me. Okay, she's not talking about pick me. I'm being called a pick me because I choose to respect my husband's authority. I choose to serve him and always have his best interests at heart. Um, is that girl with mostly male friends really a pick me, or is she just autistic and finds it easier to socialize with the opposite gender because social expectations are less rigid? I've never heard that concept. Um, let's see. Mm, I thought I saw more. I guess my algorithm changed because um I saw a lot more posts earlier when I searched it. But let's just get into what a pick me is. So a pick me is a woman who goes out of her way to put down other women in order to gain male approval. She might say things like, I don't have female friends because women are too much drama. I cook and clean for my man because that's what real women do. Y'all out here thinking you're independent and that's why you're single. Men shouldn't have to pay for everything. If you're not splitting the bill, you're just using him. A true pick me doesn't just enjoy doing nice things for a man, she does it while shaming other women who don't. So that is the definition of a pick me originally, I guess. Now, I want to get into a deeper explanation that was here on CNN Health. Amy often picks up the latest tween terminology during middle school drop off for her two daughters, ages 11 and 12. They were talking about a fellow student and how she was so annoying because she's a total pick me girl, the Florida mother of two said. Her daughters were referencing the girl who does everything for external, mostly male validation. She puts her friends down in the process in a way that doesn't seem like putting down her friends. Let's skip that. It's hard to identify people who identify as a pick me girl because it's seen as a bit of an insult. Nobody comes in to see me and says, hey, I'm a pick me girl. They're like, someone called me one, and this is why it's not true. Pick me girl name calling has been described as problematic and misogynistic and has even given rise to an anti pick me trend on social media. Galanti said, the fact that the term has so much traction on social media platforms hardly helps people being targeted by it. Someone who's going for the external validation of the guys they're with, it's not an ideal situation, she said. Most of them will probably outgrow it, but now we've made them a meme and it's going to make them feel worse doing it. So they say the term has been traced to a 2005 episode of Grey's Anatomy, during which Ellen Pompeo's character Meredith Grey begged Patrick Dempsey's character Derek Shepherd to choose her over his wife with the line, pick me, choose me, love me. More recently, the hashtag #PickMeGirl has been trending on social media with more than 3.4 million views. The tweet like a pick me first gained traction on X, the website formerly known as Twitter, in 2016, according to Women's Media Center. Social media memes mock pick me girls with lines like, I'll have pizza, not like my friends who only eat salad. And I like baking cookies. I don't know why other girls don't like it, are an exaggeration of the trope. Having people throw it on TikTok as a meme makes the situation that much worse for girls being accused of being pick me girls. She said, and that's because the underlying feelings attached to the meme are real. One of the main challenges of adolescence is figuring out who you are. It's an identity crisis, literally, Galanti said. To find out who you are, you have to try on different identities. She explained that teens often consider it socially okay to change yourself a little bit to impress the people you're trying to fit in with. But if you're too obvious about it, then you're a pick me girl. They're trying to figure out who they are, and people are saying who they are is just someone looking for validation all the time from other people. Delancey said, and now they have to change that and get the validation instead. Ultimately, these girls are just trying to fit in, and labeling them as pick me girls is an insult that should be avoided. So she talks about having empathy and understanding for or she doesn't talk about it, someone named Bayou Pirhadito, founder of an online coaching service. She says people, especially young women, as they continue to grow up, have to navigate a society filled with mixed messages about their worth, identity, and the roles they are expected to play, he noted via email. And you have social media, the usual suspect, amplifying these messages and creating an environment where external validation is not just sought after, but it often seems necessary. So apparently the pick me behavior is starting in middle school and maybe younger, but grown women are also doing these things as well. And I think about the original definition of a pick me is kind of equivalent to the vibe of like a bunch of guys, they homies, and some girls start, some girls come over or something, or girls are in the vicinity, and all of a sudden your homeboy start doing the most, trying to make you look bad, saying stuff that's inappropriate, like, yeah, remember that time I let you borrow that money, like doing dumb stuff to impress the girls, being a goofy. That would be the equivalent of pick me behavior. Um, shaming somebody else to make yourself look good for the approval of somebody else, and usually the opposite sex. And of course, hold on, y'all. Of course, the pick me behavior can be also rooted in misogyny. It can be rooted in just insecurities. And that's what the original term pick me came from. But now pick me is being used to describe any type of gesture that you have to be friendly or nice or kind to a man. And I'm just like, what's up? Why are we misusing it? So not every woman who likes being feminine, submissive, or catering to her man is a pick me. A woman who loves romance, cooking for her partner, or embracing traditional roles doesn't automatically mean she's desperate for male validation. There's a difference between a pick me and a lover girl. Some of the differences, just a few. A pick me seeks male approval by putting other women down. A lover girl loves men but still respects and uplifts women. A pick me constantly needs men's validation, and a lover girl knows her worth and expresses love because she wants to, not to prove something. A pick me is often rooted in insecurity, and a lover girl is rooted in genuine love and partnership. Example, a woman saying, I love cooking for my man because I enjoy taking care of him, like kind of what I wanted to post the other day, is not a pick me. That's just a woman who enjoys nurturing her partner. So, like I said, we got to be able to be able to outwardly express lover girl and lover boy behavior without worrying about being labeled as a pick me or a simp, and bring back being able to love on the opposite sex and be proud of it and be excited about it, because for whatever reason it's just such a gap in the love for, especially with black men and black women. Like, let's stop the men versus women. I can't even say it. It's so silly. Let's stop the men versus women. Let's stop judging people who want to express or show their love or their excitement for love. I feel like romance is just, it's not dead, but y'all trying to kill it. I don't know what's up. So if a man does something sweet for a woman, he's a simp. If a woman does something sweet for a man, she's a pick me. So is nobody allowed to express love anymore? What's up? We're in a culture where people are afraid to publicly show affection because they don't want to be clowned. But the reality of it is healthy relationships require acts of love, generosity, and care. So if we say we want to stop with, everybody has a story or more. I know I got several of toxic relationships that we've been in. So the opposite of toxic require nurturing and love and generosity and care and romance and acceptance and closeness and intimacy, all of the things that we say we want. But as soon as somebody start talking about it, it's what you doing that for? You trying to be chose, you trying to be picked, you trying to impress somebody. Like, maybe I just feel like expressing my love. I don't know. So let men be gentlemen without labeling them simps. Let women express their love and admiration for their partners without being shamed, because love is a two-way street. So that's just my take on that. I wanted to see what comes up when I type in lover girl on Threads. So I like this too. She posted this on the 11th. I guess it's Issy Living, ISSY Living on Threads. If you're a lover girl, you need to accept it's just never going to work with a nonchalant guy. Your needs will never be met. Start avoiding them like the plague and go find your lover boy with pillowy lips, lover's eyes, and obsessive heart. Go find that man who incarnated on earth just to have a chance to hold you in the physical again. Isn't that beautiful? Because we talked about poetry earlier. I like how she eloquently put that. Someone else said her name is Tis Songs, T Songs, Tii Songs with a Z. I'm a lover girl. I love kissing. I love affection and reassurance. I love morning text messages. I love your smile when you see me. I love feeling the safety of your hug. I love having your scent all over me. I love when you hate to see me leave. I love when you pay attention to details. I love when we nap together. I love being intimate. I love bonding. I love how healing your presence can be. I love when we love be loving. I just love when love be loving. That's what she said. And the first comment is Tony Jones, who I love. She makes affirmation music and she has a playlist on YouTube for affirmations for the lover girls. So any lover girls out there listening, go check that out. I haven't checked it out yet, but I love Tony Jones, so I'm gonna check that out. And let's see. I hope every sensitive lover girl finds her reassuring lover boy who's insanely obsessed with her. So that's the thing too. Lover girls need lover boys. Lover boys need lover girls. If you nonchalant, you're not affectionate, you don't know how to give and receive love, stay over here, stay over there. And if you don't know how to give and receive love, you need to enroll in my 5 Ways in 5 Days program. You can get it done in as little as 5 days. It teaches you how to incorporate your love languages into your daily acts of self-love and self-care, but it also helps you to uncover why you may be blocked when it comes to giving and receiving love. So check out 5 Ways in 5 Days on my website, oshacerese.com. If you are one of them nonchalant people that need to be chalanting because you're not able to get the love you want because you cold. You didn't built a wall. You got an ice box where your heart used to be. And now it's time to unlock and unblock that. Going from a lover girl to not wanting to date no more has been the most humbling experience. And that's the thing too. I'm a lover girl. I know how tough it is in these dating streets, y'all. It's not it's not fun. It's kind of like a second job. You have to put some effort into it. You have to open yourself up. You got to try new things. You got to be whatever. You got to go through a lot of small talk, a lot. Let's just say that. But don't let nobody and don't let this experience or whatever experiences you've had in your past or currently going through in this dating market don't allow it to discourage you from being loved, wanting to love and be loved. Like, say, if you need to take a break from dating, that's fine. But don't allow nobody to make you stop wanting to give and receive love and to discourage you and to make you feel like it's impossible, because it's not. Like, if you knew all the things that I've been through in my life, I could easily be like, forget it. I'm done with I'm done with niggas. I'm done with love. I'm done with dating. I ain't never let nobody steal my joy or steal my desire to want to love and be loved. Like, that ain't ever gonna happen. You'll get over it. Whatever it is that you're hurting, you might want to go to oshacerese.com if you feel that way, if you feel discouraged, if you feel like you still haven't healed from whatever it is that you've experienced. Enroll in one single step at a time. That's my 6-week program. It's a guided program. It comes with coaching. It helps you to heal all, start your healing journey, because it's continuous. So don't feel like there's a destination to being, I'm healed, but it helps you with your inner child healing, unpacking the relationship trauma, like really being accountable and finding out what you contributed and how you can grow from it. Also, shadow work. You also get into your self-discovery. Who are you? What do you like? What are your interests? What are your hobbies? What are your passions? What is it that you want to pour into right now? How can you love the space that you're in right now and show up for yourself and accept yourself as is right now? Discovering self-reflection. Then we get into your future desires and goals, plan of action, and all that. Again, that comes with coaching, and it comes with the guided journal, How to Be Single. So you'll get coaching, you'll get the program, and you get the journal. That's all included. And if you feel like you want to just start on your journey on your own and just get the prompts and exercises and all of that, just go on my website and get the journal. Like $20. And if sometimes it's on sale. So get you the journal and get started on your journey. Or if you just want coaching, you don't want to get in a program right now, you just want somebody to hold space to support you and to help you unpack on a continuous basis, you can get coaching as well. Just book a discovery call for free and I will find out how I can support you. So, someone else says, born to be a lover girl, forced to learn detachment and stand on business. There's tools that you need in order to be an unapologetic lover girl. You can't be out here breaking your own heart trying to love on people either now. And this one explains what I mean. This one is perfectly worded. I'm definitely a lover girl, but I'll never be stupid girl because of love. Message. Let's see what comes up with lover boy. Somebody putting their bids in, giving his stats. 32 with no kids, single, man of God, CEO of 2 companies, own my own house, have a dog, lover boy who is an excellent communicator. To my wife, please make yourself known because these streets are ghetto. See, these men be wanting love too, y'all. Let's see. So a woman said, I like my man very dominant, very lover boy, very provider, very protective, very mine. Man, Don Styles _ says, I'm a lover boy. I'd rather be in a relationship than single any day, but hey. I'm trying to find more that are written by men. Okay. He says, his name is Queen's Maid Grizz with a whole bunch of underscores. I'm such a lover boy. I love giving you flowers for no reason. I don't get tired of hearing your voice or seeing you. I always want to know what's on your mind. I always want you to tell me your secrets because I'll hold them close to my heart. Let's go for a drive. Let's run errands together. Let's sing songs together. Let's cook together. Laugh together. Cry together. We're a team. What you feel is what I feel. You'll never feel alone or unwanted with me. Isn't that so sweet? C.D. Hendricks says, born to be a lover boy, forced to play the game. What's the game? And again, one of my good friends, he's going to be on an episode of Connections and Conversations. That's my other show that is about bridging the gap between men and women. And that is the exact topic. Maybe I'm going to go ahead and screenshot that and save that because my friend is a lover boy. He is a lover boy. He loves love. He loves being affectionate. He loves being sweet to his woman. I've seen him with a past woman. They used to vlog together and stuff. And he was just so sweet to her. And so, like, she was just like his baby. Like, he loved him some her. And you could tell that he just loves love. But when you look at his stories and stuff on Instagram, he's always talking shit. And the way he's talking, I told him he'd been sounding like a misogynist. Like, you sound like you don't like women. You sound like you don't really rock with women like that. And the stories that he tells, you know, he's saying bitches and hoes, and it just, I told him, the way you show up online and the way you talk don't match you. So we had actually went out this night. Y'all see me and my friends out. This is my friend who I'm talking about. This is my friend, and this is her friend that I met once before, and then this is a guy that we met at the previous event that we went to. And we went out to a hookah lounge. I don't do hookah, but we were just you know, we ate and we listened to music and we talked. But things that he was saying, I had called him a misogynist because we both Leos. We get into little debates and stuff when we get together. But when I called him a misogynist, he said that I hurt his feelings. He was like, you know, I always try to be gentle with you, and I always feel like, you know, he's like, I don't agree with misogynist things and this and that. And I'm like, a lot of the things that you've been saying align with misogyny. And I'm like, I apologize to him because I didn't want to mislabel him. And he is gentle with me. Like, he does treat me like a little sis, even though I'm like a little less than a month older than him. But he's always very sweet and kind to me. And you know, he's sweet. So I'm just like, the you that I know and the person that you are doesn't always align with the way you speak and the way you show up online. So we're going to have a conversation on connections and conversation about that in detail. And we're going to unpack why him as a lover boy, why he's hiding his lover boy-ness. And maybe lover boys feel like they need to protect themselves or protect their, I think a part of his is rooted in not wanting to be used or not want to be hurt. But we're going to get to the bottom of it. Just know. We're going to get to the bottom of it on connections and conversation. So stay tuned for that. But yeah, I just want us to be able to be lover girls and lover boys without feeling like we have to have a wall up, or even like I told y'all that I wanted to share, I wanted to post on Threads about how I look forward to cooking for a man again. And then I hesitated because I'm like, these hoes gonna call me a damn pick me. And I'm just trying to share my innermost, you know, thoughts, but I have to stop worrying about it too. Maybe that's how we combat the BS being labeled a pick me, by just sharing unapologetically. So I have to check myself on that. Hold on, y'all. See outside, a creeper. And I want to just talk about this too, because I feel like this is me as a lover girl. This is important to me. And y'all let me know if I'm tripping, or you let me know how you feel about it. This could be a whole nother topic. Let me think. I've been talking for over an hour. I'm wondering, should I wait? I'm going to wait. This is going to be tomorrow's topic. So stay tuned, because I'm about to get into it, but I'm going to wait till I'm going to talk about it tomorrow. Just to give you a little snippet or a preview. Think about some deal breakers that you have that aren't as traditional. Like, we know a lot of people's deal breakers are you know, cheating, lying. Why y'all didn't tell me I got Vaseline on my lips? Hold on. You know how when you leave Vaseline on your lips too long and they start creating a line? Y'all ain't said nothing. But anyway, think about some deal breakers that you have that people wouldn't necessarily understand or agree with. And we're going to talk about it tomorrow. So, of course, some deal breakers that people have: lying, cheating, bad tempers. Some people's deal breakers are children. Some people's deal breakers are a bad relationship with their family. You know, things like that, where people will probably like, yeah, I understand that that's a deal breaker. But think about some deal breakers that you personally have that other people might judge you about, or might not understand, or might think you tripping, or you're over exaggerating, or whatever. And we're going to talk about it tomorrow. But Y'all let me know where the lover girls and lover boys are. And if you are a lover girl and lover boy and you are a hopeful romantic, you are an intentional dater, you need to be on the Intentional Love Collective database. It is a growing community and database that I am creating to be able to curate some experiences for you, singles, mixers, speed dating events, and matchmaking with people who are like-minded, people who you have shared interests with, people you are actually attracted to. So you know that I'm hosting singles events and speed dating events often, and sometimes I collaborate with other people, and it's not really up to me to curate it to a point where it's like I'm handpicking the people that are coming, so anybody can come. And a lot of times it can be different age groups, even different races, people with different ideas of how they want to show up in relationships. So it's good to meet people and open your mind up to that as well. But sometimes you want to walk into the room and be like, damn, it's 5 or 6 guys that I'm actually attracted to, because we know it's not often that we are in a room full of people that we could say that not only are we attracted to them, but we got some things in common with them and all of that. So I want to be able to curate things based on your personal desires and interests and your type. So you need to be on the Intentional Love Collective database. It is linked in my bio right now. So go to the link in my bio. It's probably the top. Let me just check. I think it's the top option. You can't miss it. It's the first link, the Intentional Love Collective. Let me just double check. Yes, first link, top link. So fill that out and stay tuned, you know? And also, again, if you are not subscribed, message. If you are not subscribed to my channel, make sure you do that as well. YouTube.com/@Osha Cerese. That is linked in my bio as well. And let's give you some journaling prompts based on today's subject, and we're going to wrap it up. So, what are some romantic gestures that make you feel loved? What are some romantic gestures that make you feel loved? And I will give you an additional assignment. If you are single, do one of the romantic gestures that make you feel loved. Now, some things you may not be able to, but find something that you can that you can do to make yourself feel loved in the meantime, in between time. You set the tone on how you want to be treated. Mm, I got Okay, I'm gonna give you this one too. Have you ever held back from expressing love because of fear of judgment? Have you ever held back on expressing love because of fear of judgment? Okay, I'll leave y'all with just two. And you know what? I realized I got off of the show last night so quick. I forgot to give y'all your journaling prompts yesterday. So rewind, go to episode 21. All of my old episodes, we on the 22nd episode today, live on my YouTube channel as well. It's under the live videos. You can see every episode. So episode 21, we talked about how people can be jealous of you. Men can be jealous of you in relationships. You can have friends that are jealous of you, family members jealous or judging. And we also talked about the Black History Spotlight was the Black Panther Party, and we got into conversation about Adam Housley, who is Tia Mowry Housley's husband, his recent remarks about Trump threatening to ban junk food to be purchased by SNAP or EBT. So that was the topic yesterday. So the journaling prompts: reflect on a time you felt unsupported by someone close. How did it affect you, and what steps did you take? I could write a book. And I will say a tip for feeling unsupported by people that are close to you. For one, not taking things personal, because you don't really know what people are going through. So we can't really take things personal, even if you do. Even if it's hard to understand why somebody would feel or treat you that way, or you know for a fact that you would not do that, try not to take it personal. Second step, communicate how someone has made you feel. Now, it's up to them how they respond to you communicating, but sometimes you need to get it up out your system and out your spirit by sharing it with them. And also, stop putting so much emphasis, thought, energy, emotion into the people that don't support you, and focus on the ones that do. If you feel like you ain't got no support from nobody, big up yourself. Be your support system until you attract and align with people who support you, and learn to self-validate, affirm yourself, come up with affirmations, and root for yourself. Write about your wins, celebrate your wins, and until you are able to align with that support system, you got to be your biggest cheerleader. But those of you who do have, even if it's one person that always likes what you post, always shares what you post, always tell you they're proud of you, always tell you that you're doing well, always buys things that you're selling, or bring somebody else, recommends your products, services, offers, or whatever it is that you got going on to other people. Pay attention to them. Be appreciative of them. Be grateful for them. And put more emphasis and energy into that. All the people that ain't supporting you, bye. Miss me with putting your energy into that. And it's easier said than done. I've had to do a lot of healing work myself, because I know when I was doing my summer camps, which I still do, took a little break from it, but doing my summer camps and different things that I would be doing when I was in Colorado. And when I moved down here, I was still doing them in Colorado or whatever. Every year for the first few years, anytime I was posting about the summer camps and my family and close friends wouldn't share it or wouldn't acknowledge it, you best believe every summer I'm writing a Facebook post. It's just crazy how the people that's closest to you don't support you. And I'm causing an uproar, people commenting and hit dogs hollering and people calling me and folks trying to justify why. And then it's like, why am I putting the emphasis on this when I've aligned with parents that are supporting me by enrolling their children? I'm seeing people like it and share it to other people that they know. People are recommending it. My mom, some of my other close people are telling me they're proud, they're sharing it, they're recommending it, they're reposting. Why am I putting emphasis on the people that don't? It's almost an insult. It is an insult to the people who do, because it's like, damn, here I am actually supporting you and you don't even acknowledge me, but you want to make a whole speech about who's not. So get over that. We all go through it. It's like a rites of passage as an entrepreneur or as a creative. And you realize that your closest people are not your target audience anyway. It would be nice for people to see what you have going on and share it. It would be nice for them to recommend you to other people. It would be nice for them to acknowledge it and tell you how proud they are of you. But sometimes it just doesn't happen. So we have to stop taking that personal. Don't get mad about it and just do you, baby. Keep going. Don't rely on outside validation to keep you motivated. That's what I'll say on that. But the journaling prompt again, if you did not hear it the first time, reflect on a time you felt unsupported by someone close. How did it affect you? How did it affect you? And what steps did you take? What boundaries do you currently have in place to protect your mental and well-being? Your mental and emotional well-being. What boundaries do you currently have in place to protect your mental and emotional well-being? And I'll just give you those two because you already got two from the day. But anyway, thank you all for tuning in. Thank you all for being here for the Osha Cerese Show. We 22 days in, baby. It's not gonna be every day come March. I'm gonna keep going. I hope 5 days a week. It'll be a weekday show. We'll see. You never know. I might decide to keep showing up every day. We'll see. But thank you all for tuning in. If you would like to write me, email me your story, anything you want feedback on, or any feedback you want to give me about the show, any questions you may have, any topics that you want me to discuss on the show. You can email me at oshacerese@gmail.com. That's oshacerese@gmail.com. OSHACERESE@gmail.com. Thank you again for tuning in. I hope you all have an amazing rest of your Saturday. And I will talk to you later. Good night.